So I want to make a little video discussing It Chapter 2. They revealed another trailer at San Diego Comic-Con. Like I promised you guys earlier in the week, I'd be giving my thoughts on a lot of what what was revealed. I'm not going to talk about every single thing, but I wanted to briefly, I don't think it's going to be a very long video, but we'll see. I'm recording now and I'm rambling. I'm not even going to think about how long it's going to be, but I want to talk about It Chapter 2 and my thoughts on the trailer and my thoughts on the movie. So first of all, the actors, the movie has a lot of really good actors, so I'm happy about that. We have a good cast. I think it's a much more sophisticated cast than the original It, the 1990 It, which a lot of people have been really crapping on lately. I guess maybe because they like the new one more. Or, it's this thing where it's, it's old and it's cheesy and it sucks. I mean, yeah, but like I said before, it actually terrified a lot of my friends when we were younger. That original It story, the TV version, TV special with Tim Curry, it's a classic. It's a cult classic. It's right up there with like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. They're not like, incredible thespian masterpieces, but they're fun little classic movies. And I have fond memories of it. But the one thing I do have memories of that I wonder if it's gonna apply here is the adult story versus the kid story. So what they did with It, the modern movies, the new ones that I'm talking about right now, is the same thing they did with the original It TV special. Is they made the first part about the kids, second part about the adults, and that's not how it was in the book, if I remember correctly. In the book, it's kind of like they have flashbacks and it goes back and forth. But for the movies, it was split in half. The kid story first, adult story second. And I remember that the adult story in the original TV version was not as good as the kid story. The adult story had a lot of really cool scenes and throwback stuff and flashbacks, and it was fun, but it wasn't as good as the kid story. I thought the kid story was much more terrifying and much more of a linear narrative. Not a linear, but a focused narrative. But with It Chapter 2, they do have an opportunity to not only fix that, but also add to it, because if you remember with It 1, it was all about the kids, and we know for a fact that in this version, those same kids shot scenes for this movie. So we're going to have flashbacks no matter what. Now, what I am hoping for when it comes to It Chapter 2 is I'm hoping for them to incorporate the Stephen King lore into this more. So one thing that was kind of skipped over in the original version was all the backstory of It, who It is. And I don't mean like It just in Derry being this monster, but like the whole like where he comes from. And if you've read the book, you know what I'm talking about. There's another being called the Turtle, who is the It's enemy, and the turtle actually helps out the kids in the movie. And the Deadlights is also something that gets brought up in this new version. When It's about to eat you, you see that the Deadlights are actually his true form. That's what he actually looks like. And I want to see more of that in the It Chapter 2. I mean, I think making it a scary movie, it looks like it'll be terrifying enough, especially if you're kind of soft to that kind of stuff, you're kind of sensitive about it. I mean, horror movies don't really scare me, but they do entertain me, and it's always a fun time to go see them if they're good. And I will go see It Chapter 2, but I feel like one thing I hope that they do with this movie is rework some of the scares, make them make more sense, maybe a little bit more modern. I'm not really sure if they're going to have it take place. I mean, I'm sure it'll be more accurate to the book, but I'm not sure if we're going to have like some technological changes in the movie or what, but make it more modern in the sense of don't just repeat the same things that the previous movie did, which I think they're gonna avoid. I'm looking into that and think it's gonna be okay. But also I do want more of the lore, and I want them to really explain what it is, because they have never really done that outside of the original book, and I think not having that would be a missed opportunity. But I did like the trailer a lot. I like what they're going for. I love the scene with the balloons next to the bridge, and I think it was a bridge. I only saw the trailer once. And I love the idea of the band getting back together and having to revisit their own horrors, and it's just the book version of the events of the adults' adventure or whatever is way more interesting than the original movie. So this is their chance to actually make it right, and I hope that they do. So those are my thoughts for It Chapter 2. I don't have much else to say about it. If you have any thoughts, leave them down in the comments below. And will you go see this movie? Did you like It 1? I know that I liked It 1, the one that came out a couple years ago, but I know a lot of folks that didn't. And if you didn't, that's cool. Let me know why in the comments. And thank you again for watching.